Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Berea City Council meeting. Tuesday, June the 3rd, 2025. I'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please let the record reflect that a quorum is present. This time I will call on Steve Cottle to lead us in the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Steve.
Would you pray with me? Heavenly Father, we come today to do the business of our city. We thank you for this opportunity to come together. Lord, we thank you for all of the many blessings in our city. Please be with those who are doing the work of our city so that they can be safe as they're out on the streets or patrolling the streets or responding to emergencies or simply those who are doing work in offices. Please be with them as they travel to and from work and keep them safe. We thank you for all the hard work of all the wonderful people that are a part of this city. Lord, thank you for this opportunity to do this work. Give us the strength to make the right decisions and the knowledge to know what those are. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Steve. The next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve by John Payne? Is there a second?
I'll second.
By Katie. Any discussion on the motion to approve the agenda? Seeing none, I'll request a voice vote. All in favor of the motion to approve the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion carries and the agenda is approved. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our May 22nd, 2025 meeting. Is there a motion to approve by Steve Cottle? Is there a second? By Cora Jane Wilson. Is there any discussion, corrections, anything we need to change on the minutes? Seeing none, I'll request a voice vote. All in favor of the motion to approve the minutes from May 22nd meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody signed for public comment? We do not, so we will move forward to a proclamation. We do have a proclamation this year that's titled Juneteenth Day of Celebration. I think June the 19th falls on a Thursday. So our Human Rights Commission is planning to celebrate a little bit early. So I do want to read this proclamation, and we'll present that when we're finished. Whereas the newest federal holiday, Juneteenth, was created in 2021 by enactment of the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, and whereas the Berea Human Rights Commission will celebrate the second annual Juneteenth celebration on Sunday, June 15th, from 4 p.m. through 8 p.m. at the Chestnut Street Pavilion with music, dance, the spoken word, food trucks, and activities for children. And whereas the significance of the Juneteenth celebration is to commemorate the end of slavery and to honor the culture and achievements of African Americans. And whereas those providing support for the Berea celebration include the Berea Human Rights Commission, Berea Tourism Commission, First Christian Church, Our Land of Promise, Association for Teaching Black History in Kentucky, the City of Berea, Berea Community School JAG Program, Union Church, First Friday, and the Richmond Human Rights Commission. Now, therefore, I, Bruce Fraley, Mayor of the City of Berea, do hereby proclaim June 15th, 2025 as Juneteenth Celebration Day and invite all citizens to join in this annual celebration. And we do have representatives from our Human Rights Commission here, the chair, Sharon Mitchell, also Ms. Felisa Ballard and Ms. Mem Pride. Ladies, if you'd like to come up and accept this, and council members, I'll ask you all to squeeze in where we can get a photo.
We'll see if anybody notices that it's a different Jerry.
Meet me at the church, Steve.
This is a different chair?
That's different than ours, same for him.
Oh.
He's always special.
He thinks that I need to stay in front.
You
See,
do?
all he does is show us he's ahead taller than me.
Quit hiding behind the name. Makes me breaks my heart.
How's that
Now
look?
they gotta move.
Does that look good, Andy? All right. No smile. All right, and Sharon and all three of you can take a couple minutes if you like, just tell a little bit about the event. And all right, you can go to either podium and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Fraley. On behalf of the Berea Human Rights Commission, we are proud to accept this proclamation acknowledging the accomplishments of our community, our joint community. It's in celebration of the end of slavery, but it's also the beginning of a new era where we all communicate and act as family. So, for that reason, we've decided to have a community event. Last year, we called it the Juneteenth Musicale, a journey from freedom, a journey to freedom. So this year, we decided that we would kind of recreate the thing, same thing, but we've got music, we've got local talent. We are inviting all of you to attend. It's June the 15th, which is Father's Day, but just take Dad out to church and to brunch, and after that, come on down. We'll be at the Chestnut Street Pavilion. It will be from 4 to 7. We have local performers. We have food trucks. We have kids, face painting. We have history from all of the local and civic organizations. And to top it off, did I say we had music? Well, we've got local performers and also a community choir. So to get everybody involved. So come on down. It's free, good food, good music, and sing along.
Thank you, Sharon, and thanks to our Human Rights Commission. All right, the next item on the agenda is ordinance number 07-2025, solid waste franchise revision, and this is the second reading. Mr. Gilbert.
I'll summarize the ordinance by heading: an ordinance of the City of Berea, Kentucky, amending ordinance number 20-2024, correcting a typographical error in the franchise fee amount for the franchise for collection and disposal of solid waste within the City of Berea, Kentucky, which was awarded to Waste Connections of Kentucky Incorporated in ordinance number 20-2024.
Is there a motion to approve and adopt ordinance number 07-2025?
So moved.
By Cora Jane Wilson, is there a second?
Second.
By Steve Cottle. Is there any discussion on the motion to approve and adopt ordinance number 07-2025? Are you ready for the question? All right, we'll move to a roll call vote, and I'll begin with Mr. Terrell. Aye. Ms. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Cottle?
Aye.
Ms. Centers?
Aye.
Ms. Startzman?
Aye.
Mr. Payne?
Aye.
And Mr. Davis?
Aye.
The motion carries, and ordinance number 07-2025 is approved and adopted. The next item on the agenda is ordinance number 08-2025, fiscal year 2026 budget, and this is the first reading. Mr. Gilbert.
Whereas an annual budget proposal and message have been prepared and delivered to the City Council, and whereas the City Council has reviewed such budget proposal and made necessary modifications, now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Berea, Kentucky as follows. 1, that the budget for the fiscal period beginning July 1, 2025 through June the 30th, 2026 is hereby enacted as follows and summarized for all city funds as follows. Governmental funds. Beginning fund balance estimated $21,461,000. Total revenue source, $21,316,000. Total expenditures, $25,266,000. Ending fund balance, $17,511,000. Proprietary fund, operating budget. Total operating revenue, $20,165,000. Total operating expenses, $21,896,000. Loss from operations, $1,731,000. Other cash outflows, debt service principal, $536,000. Rate revenue, $2,268,000. Capital budget, grants and Contributed capital, $4,620,000. Total capital expenses, $15,370,000. Net cost for capital additions, $10,750,000. 2, the fee schedule by department as set out in the appendix is adopted and ratified for the fiscal year 2025-2026. Lost the last page. 3, that the long-term capital project and public facilities improvement program budget and plan as more particularly set out in the appendix is adopted by reference herein. 4, all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed. This ordinance shall be effective the first day of July 2025. This ordinance shall be published according to law.
This is our first reading with the second reading scheduled for our next meeting on June the 17th. Per past practice, I'll open the floor up for any comments or discussion. Comments or discussion? Seeing none, we'll move forward to ordinance number 09-2025, pay scale revision. Mr. Gilbert.
Whereas in ordinance number 04-2025, the authorized positions, assignment pay, grade, and pay scale were amended and adopted on April the 1st, 2025. Whereas since its adoption, the city has determined it necessary to add a new position of communications and event coordinator to its authorized positions and to assign said position as a pay grade 8 position, and whereas it is further necessary to revise the pay grade to include a 4% cost of living adjustment. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Berea, Kentucky, Commonwealth of Kentucky, as follows. Section 1, that the position of Communication and Event Coordinator is hereby created with pay grade 8. 2, that the personnel policies of the City of Berea, Kentucky are hereby amended by the attached exhibit to add the position of Communication and Event Coordinator to pay grade 8 and to include a 4% cost of living adjustment. 3, that all ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are repealed. This ordinance shall be published according to law.
And this is the first reading with second reading scheduled for June 17th at our next meeting. Per past practice, I'll open the floor for any comments or discussion.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
I had
Go
a
right ahead.
conversation with Sean prior to the meeting, and considering the duties of this position, I believe that the title is somewhat misleading, and events tends to make people think of tourism. So I have suggested that the position be titled Communications and Community Outreach Coordinator, which better, I think, reflects the position and its duties.
Without objection, we'll change that for the second reading. No objections? Thank you, Teresa. Any other comments or? All right, seeing none, we'll move forward to ordinance number 10-2025, electric rate adjustment. This is the first reading. Mr. Gilbert.
Whereas ordinance number 0908 established the Berea Municipal Utilities Electric and Connection Rate Schedule, whereas the electric and connection rate schedule was modified in the 2012-2013 fiscal year budget to cover basic operations of the Berea Municipal Utilities. And whereas there has not been an electric rate and connection increase since the enactment of the 2012-2013 fiscal year budget, and whereas the current electric and connection rate structure does not support the current general expenses of the Berea Municipal Utilities, and whereas the current electric and connection rate schedule is, if the current electric and connection rate schedule is left unchanged, the Berea Municipal Utilities will face a deficit. And whereas the City Council of the City of Berea, Kentucky, has determined the rates and tariffs charged for the municipal electric utility must be revised in order to continue the efficient and proper management of the electric utility system and to conserve the natural resources used for electricity generation. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Berea, Kentucky, 1, that the Berea Municipal Utilities electric rate schedule effective July the 8th, 2025 shall be amended as set forth in Exhibit A. 2, that all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are repealed. This ordinance shall be published according to law.
Again, this is the first reading of ordinance number 10-2025, with the second reading scheduled at our next meeting on June the 17th. Per past practice, I'll open the floor for any comments or discussion. Comments or discussion? Seeing none, we'll move forward to department head reports. And I'm happy to welcome back our Business Development Director, Ms. Donna Angel, who is our featured department head tonight. Donna, you have the floor. Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council, City Administrator. I'll start with the small business update. It's always a joy when we have new businesses open in our city, so it's always exciting to talk about those. We have 18 new businesses that have opened through May of this year versus we had 12 of last year, which is a great sign. We have one closure, Gold Star, which is now available for lease. It is fully furnished with completely, everything is ready to go. So if you hear of anyone that would like to start a new restaurant, if you'll just send them my way, then I can connect them with the gentleman that's trying to work on that building there. So it's beautiful inside and fully equipped. We've had 3 small business classes year to date, which have all been quite successful. We had time management, budgeting, and marketing 101. Our next business class, complimentary to the community, will be grant writing part 2 on June the 26th. We had a full house the last time, so everyone's interested in writing grants and learning how to help themselves more in the small communities and so forth. So we encourage everyone. We'll be putting out a sign-up sheet for that real quickly here, so we encourage you to come and be a part of that. In January, we spoke about a small business startup workshop that we hosted at the Folk Center. That was from ground zero up, how to officially start your business and the correct process of how you open a business. I was extremely pleased. We had an overall 25 attendees that came that had interest in opening their own businesses. And we had 10 great presenters that were from the state, as well as Mr. Davis and Ms. Startzman from the Small Business Development Center presented. We are very pleased to say that we've had 3 people from that group that have used a lot of the local services that presented that day, but they've gone out and they are now ready to open their own businesses. So we're extremely pleased with that, and we'll be doing a follow-up workshop on that the second Thursday in October. We don't want to leave anyone hanging. We want to continue to work with them, and we'll bring in more state representatives as well this time around, and the Kentucky League of Cities is offered to assist us as well. So we want to pull out all the resources that we have available to help our small startup business be successful. Industry updates, Hitachi, B1 and B2, automotive and electric. Effectively Monday this past week, you will be seeing a name change from them where they will become one in our community. The old name, Hitachi Ostimo Americas Incorporated, will now be changed to Ostimo Americas Incorporated, and those two will be the same facility here in Berea. And they will be building more on, and we have great news that will come later on about the expansion that they will be doing as well in our city, so we're thrilled with all of that. Someone asked me the other day, what does that stand for? So, Advanced Sustainable Technologies for Mobility. So, everything is changing, as we know, so technology has certainly been up on everything. We hope to have all of the signage completed at the industrial park on their buildings and our industrial park sign. There's no big rush, but we've been given a deadline by the end of September to have all the names correctly changed for that as well. Mastronardi, I spoke with them this week, and they are doing a small expansion inside, and will be adding another product to their facility there. Vitro Glass continues with their interior renovations and their rail spur that they are building as well. Motor Wheel is continuing with a major renovation inside their building, so they are moving along to be able to add more product on a different product, but more use of their robotic paint booth as well. KIUSA, you're going to be seeing some changes there, so we'll watch for that as we move along, but they're going to be doing some infrastructure work on their new facility, as well as reaching out to do more things interior and renovating the inside of their building, which hasn't been done for many years. So we'll see how that works as well for them. Corporate and small business construction. I just want to remind us all that every time you see a new building being built in our city, that is someone flipping dirt and concrete to show us that they believe in our city and they are investing their dollars into our community. So just say thank you to those people, the contractors. It doesn't matter whom they are, but we need to acknowledge that we appreciate their business. They could go any city, anywhere, but when they choose us, then we should be very proud and honor that as well. Holiday Inn Express is continuing to wrap up their 3-story remodel that they're doing, and it looks absolutely fabulous inside. Boone Tavern is wrapping up. Hopefully next month they'll be complete with their new dining room and the lobby renovations that they've been doing as well. We've all seen what Mariachi's is doing. It looks beautiful. They are doing a major overhaul on the restaurant there, inside and outside. AutoZone, as you may have passed and seen, is currently building the new facility and coming along with that. The housing construction is continuing very strongly in our city. Ms. Haney, our codes director, can tell you, administrator can tell you, we get endless calls about duplexes, townhomes, more residential housing. So we have a need for it, and we are trying to supply the need there. So it's looking really good for Berea. On the small corporate highlight side, as we talked about in our last meeting, corporate business is important to us as well as small entrepreneurship. But we want to take a moment to really express our thanks to Starbucks Coffee at the First Interstate there. They not only offer a great service to the community through their catering as well on their product, but they also are very good about pulling interstate traffic off to other businesses within our city. So we're very pleased with that. I want to thank T-Mobile again. I know I talked about them the last time, but they are really becoming great community partners here in town, exactly what we love and we need. They recently conducted a after-hours meeting for the community, free, at the Folk Center, and it was very well received. So they are truly a great community partner for us. Just Love Coffee, cannot say enough good things about Sandy and Bill Adams. They are always offering their facility to anyone that has anything to do with the business or anything in the community that you need help on. They're there for it and doing great for our city. Don't want to forget Popeyes. I think sometimes we do. We have great restaurants, fast food in our city. They're all different, so we encourage everyone to please share your business with all restaurants in town. Popeyes has a new summer menu that is out and is really attractive. Giovanni's Pizza, don't forget where they are at Exit 77. They now have a drive-through service where you can place an order and drive through and pick it up. So that end of town with all the housing, duplexes, apartments we have out there, that was a much needed and welcomed, I heard, new addition added to them. Dollar Tree at Glades Road, whom purchased the Rite Aid building. We're very thankful for that. We already had a Dollar Tree. We were aware of that. but they believed in doing what they were doing, a group out of Somerset. So that building no longer sits empty, and we have another active shopping center that is being used on that corner as well. So keep up the great work with all of that. The small business food highlights, I want to again say, same thing here. We're all small business entrepreneurs in our city, and not all, but we have enough that everyone needs your support and recognition for. Brandy's Bakery at Richmond Road, Glades Road, Boone Mini Mall. Don't forget, she has wonderful lunches, just not pastries and cakes. Terrific looking watermelon cakes that are stacked this high. So she has a great variety of party items to offer as well for special catering and events. Taco Bell, I think I left them off my list the last time, but there's another company that invested into Berea 20 some odd years ago, and here they are still here with us, which is a great compliment. But they did a major renovation on their store, which shows us again how important it is for them to believe in our community and to us to do the same for them. Just a reminder that Burke's Speakeasy that was down in Old Town has relocated at College Square. It is a new business, so we do want to remind everyone to stop in and share your money with them. They have wonderful food. Don't forget about Donna Marie's Tamales on the corner there as well at the Promenade. Great food, great service, good people. Churchill's Cafe, most of us know, are doing lunch menus now as well and doing catering services as well. So that's a new piece that we can use in our community as well. Last one I want to comment is Native Bagel. Sometimes we forget what is a kickstart for our community, and I was cleaning out a desk drawer because I couldn't get any more stuff in there the other day, and I ran across the article from Native Bagel that was written in a journal magazine, and it was noted as the #1 best bagel in the nation, not in the state or the city, but in the nation. So Katie, we appreciate your bagels, and they are delicious, and thank you for being there. New business updates. Goodwill Industry, I get several calls on that a lot. They have purchased land here, and the gentleman did tell me that they do plan to open a new store January of 2028. So they'll be relocating where they are right now. As we mentioned, AutoZone, he plans to open later this fall, late fall for that. The Joe Hudson Collision Center service will be going into the Renfro Collision Service building. That is a major corporation again, and we're very pleased to have them come into our community as well. At Exit 77, we have 2 acres of land that have been sold to build storage facilities on by Mr. Burgess Carey. We have the old jail in Old Town that has recently sold, and that will be going to the new owner of Miss Amber Spurlock for Golden Hour Hair Salon. So she'll be making a move in the next few months. Zen's Candles, we want to acknowledge that they have leased space at the College Square. Zen's Candle is one of our favorite candle craft festival vendors. They've been coming for years and sells out like crazy every year, but she has a beautiful booth, and she'll do well on that location. The Berea Beauty Academy has relocated from Exit 77 to Glades Road and Richmond Road in the shopping center directly behind Rite Aid. They have purchased the building, and they now have their own academy there, and extremely happy to be there. The Colonel Ink and Custom T-shirt and cap embroidery shop is now officially open in Old Town. Mr. Lloyd Ward is the owner there. I urge you, if you need small quantities or large quantities with all the baseball games and soccer that's going on, Lloyd is very easy to work with and really excited to meet you and offer his services in our community. Lindsay Gallery, Old Town has, the jewelry shop, Bob and Judy Manley, has relocated from the old barn, the Honeysuckle Vine building, and moved into the old hotel one side there. And they cannot express enough how very appreciative they are of that move, and that their business has been quite successful being over there and being able to expand 3 times the space of what they had in their previous location. So that's always good news. Allen and Associates CPA service is now officially open on Richmond Road. Affirm, a women's health facility on Plaza Drive, is up and going as well. And we will have a new attorney that will be opening probably next month, if not sooner, that will be going in also near the Berea Academy School location. Miss Shelby Crawford, family law and criminal law will be practiced here in our city, and they come up out of our Somerset office from there and expanding into the Berea market. Just a reminder on the Codes Department. The Codes Department did a fabulous first rollout event on the comprehensive plan, the study, to involve the community, to gather your feedback and your suggestions on what and how we see our future of our city going for the next 5-10 years. There will be more. Amanda says that she thinks there will be probably 3 more opportunities. If you didn't get to participate in that one, that we certainly hope that you'll make the others, and she will be posting that well in advance so that you have the opportunity to attend. A notable mention, Kentucky recently in a magazine was rated as the 5th most affordable state to retire in. Number 1 was West Virginia, number 2 was Arkansas, number 3 was South Dakota, 4, North Dakota. The most expensive country to retire in was Singapore at $1,146,232. Hawaii was the most expensive state to retire in at $1 million plus. So I think it's safe to say that most of us won't be going to Singapore or Hawaii, will we? You know, so. The last thing I want to just brief us on a little bit and keep us more aware of, as we're searching, answering questions, answering inquiries, recruiting, it's always good to know your data and your statuses of your city. What makes it run and how it runs, and what are your numbers for your city. Everything, everywhere we go today is about numbers, data, more and more. You cannot get enough of that. So I received the current one for 2025 recently through the World Population Review Data Source. And I'm just going to run through some of these just so that we can all keep in mind of growth is important, how we grow is important, and how we stand once we grow as well. Berea is currently growing at a rate of 0.81% annually. Population has increased by 4.2% since the most recent census, which was recorded in 2020 of a population of 15,605. Berea's current population is 16,260 as of early 2025. Berea's population percentage, 48% male, 52% female. The median age in Berea is 34.1 years old, so that was interesting. 33.2 years old for males and an average of 35.3 for females. The average household income in Berea is now currently at $70,261. That's an average income household. The median, meaning married couples income of 2, is at an average of $79,049. A family, being an owner, renter, or second or third roommate in a home, is an income average of $64,330. So we see improvement in that area. A new thing that a lot of the data and analytical companies are researching for as corporations and investors and developers look at our city is what they call a walk score today. So the walk score identifies to a developer how easy is it to navigate around your city? How far, how long, what's the distance that you can actually walk in your complete city? So we averaged 58% out of 100. We all know we're very split in our town from one end to the other and so forth, but I don't see that that's a horrible thing in any way whatsoever. Our Berea's labor force is currently at 49,383. Our Berea's upward mobility rate, which is a new thing that a lot of larger corporations through the human resource side is researching now, we rated at 38.1% with a national average of 67%. And that mobility rate is now being looked at as how are we doing in our companies and our businesses as finding opportunities to grow people up in their positions and their jobs to improve their income rate. So that is something that we're going to be reading more and seeing more of as well. Berea's yearly crime rate, as Chief Hayes shared with us in his last report, is currently at 1%. Our violent crime rate is 0.10. Berea's property crime rate is 1.00. The crime rate includes the burglary, larceny, vehicle theft, and arson. Burglary came in at 0.21 versus a national average of 45%. Larceny at 104 versus 256. Vehicle theft 30 versus 63% national. Arson 1 versus national of 63%. The living expense for Berea as a national comparison shows that across the nation completely that we are at a 16% less living cost for just about every state that is out there. And that is based off the food, cost, housing, and transportation numbers that are presented. So with that, and I know you're not going to forget any of those numbers, I will close my report and take any questions that you might have.
Questions or comments for Donna? Go ahead, Ronnie.
I'm sorry, Ronnie. You know, I'm going to have to work on that really hard just to stop that, you know.
Questions or comments for Donna? Donna, appreciate the fantastic work that you do. Corjane, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't understand or in and out, take a second. Do we have any, businesses maybe coming that you can't tell us about? Or
We do.
prospects?
We do. We have good leads. We are a city of great interest, I'm telling you. I don't know about Mayor Fraley and Sean, but my head spins all the time with the good inquiries and the people that are really, really wanting to locate to Berea and bring their business here. So, in all aspects of categories we talked about tonight. So, good things are on the rise for Berea, and they have been. So, we're just getting better, you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. I appreciate the good work that you do in the community and especially with the business community. So keep up the good work. Thank you. Would any other department head like to address the council? Kevin? I'll recognize our Utilities General Manager, Kevin Howard, who has an all-star team with him today from his department. Kevin?
Good evening, Mayor, Administrator Sandlin, council members. As the Mayor stated there, I wanted to take a minute tonight to recognize some of our all-stars. We recently at the Kentucky Water Wastewater Operators Association annual meeting, our J.C. Chamber Wastewater Treatment Plant was recognized for the Wastewater Treatment Plant of the Year award in the state of Kentucky. It's an honor. It's a very sought after award. There's 250 wastewater treatment plants in the state. They're nominated by their peers just with the recognition of their hard work. And Josh Gabbard as well does a great job working with that group, and he talked to some of the folks that were doing the inspections, and it was just over and over again of how well kept the plant is. And don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to tour that facility, but these guys that were recognized tonight did absolutely fantastic job. We went back, we've got a database of notice of violations for water and wastewater treatment plants in the state. We went back, we've not had any notice of violations in the past 10 years. And I often stand here before you talking about the challenges we have on the collection side. You know, I'm happy to say with the dedicated staff that we have here, they handle that. No, during the rain event, we had the 100-year flood by many of the metrics there, and I for one was really nervous that day. Went down and the staff, everything was under control, and that doesn't come by accident. That's day-to-day hard work and dedication and professionalism. This group is a joy to work with and a pleasure to work with them. The violations, I mentioned that because we did look at some of the numbers. We do almost 890 compliance samples throughout the year without a violation. 2,600 process control samples and 2,200 quality control samples. We also manage a state-approved wastewater treatment plant lab. And would like to recognize the guys now. We got Scott Johnson, he's our chief operator. Class 4 operator. He's also a certified lab analysis with the state. Teddy Himes is our lab director. He's also a Class 3 operator with a certified lab analysis. Luke Brock is our newest employee, but Luke has already obtained his Class 1s and getting ready to set for his Class 2s. Luke also, he had the AWWA scholarship last year, the Scholarship 1. If you remember that. So Luke's already been recognized for his hard work. Bobby Powell, he's a Class 3 operator. He's the man behind a lot of the daily maintenance and preventive maintenance that's really helped us take the plant to the next level. And one last thing, you know, with Scott, this is right on the heels of Scott being the wastewater treatment plant operator of the year last year, recognized for KWWA. So if they'd come forward, we got an award that we'd like to present them.
Council, we want to get a photo with the guys too. So we'll get you up again.
When they were building it.
Y'all ready?
Sorry, we're having a field trip.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you snuck in there behind me.
Thank you, guys. I wasn't kidding when I said we have an all-star team, and it shows. Appreciate the work that you do, and a lot of the work that our utilities team does as a whole is done behind the scenes, but they're the true unsung heroes that make sure that that everything works the way it's supposed to. So thank you, guys. Appreciate your work, and I'm glad that your families are here too. That's nice that you all came along to support. Thank you all. All right, any other department heads that would like to address the council? All right, seeing none, we'll move to the city administrator's report, and I'll recognize Sean Sandlin. Sean?
Mayor, I don't have anything to report tonight, but I'll be happy to answer any questions that the council might have.
Okay, questions or comments for Sean? All right, seeing none, we'll move forward to mayor's comments. Want to mention today that we had a really nice ceremony that a lot of people were involved in. It's the 250th anniversary of the blazing of Boone Trace. Since April, there has been a group of hikers that have gone from Kingsport, Tennessee, Long Island is where the settlers started, and following the trace through the Cumberland Gap, through Virginia, through the Cumberland Gap, and going to end up on Friday and Saturday, I believe, at Fort Boonesboro. But today they came through on a known section of the trace along Brushy Fork Creek, and we actually had a celebration at the Berea Municipal Utilities Building. So I don't want to start naming departments because there were so many people that were involved in that, but they really did a wonderful job. And the speakers that were there, we had Sharon Mitchell, who you heard from earlier tonight. We had President Berea College Cheryl Nixon there, as well as Dr. John Fox, who has really been the driving force for preserving the history of Boone Trace. That's been his mission in retirement. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that was involved in that 250th anniversary celebration. And also, if you missed that one and you want to celebrate and learn a little bit more about Boone Trace, there will be activities this Saturday and Sunday at Fort Boonesboro Park. So it was really a fun thing to do, and we involved the choirs from both schools as well. So it was a special program. Thanks to all involved. The second thing I want to mention is an announcement on the US 25 yard sale. That runs from Williamsburg in the southern end of the state all the way up to Walton and Grant County in northern Kentucky. The US 25 yard sale, this is the 14th annual US 25 yard sale that'll be this weekend, June 6th and 7th. I know that a lot of groups do fundraising during that period of time, so try to get out and support those groups. And if you have some things that you want to sell, this is going to be a good time to do them. So thanks to all the organizers for getting that going, and good luck to all the people participating. That I was going to mention a little something about the comprehensive plan, but Donna covered that very well. But again, that is we do this every 5 years. So for those who have not heard about the comprehensive planning process, we've just gotten started on it. There's plenty of time for input. I know that there's a survey for school-age children, for young people, because we want young people. We want comments from people from all segments of our population in our community to be involved in that. And Amanda and everybody that was involved in that had a really good first session with the consultant on determining, what do we want Berea to look like in the future. So it includes our future use plan. It's an important process that really, we really encourage that public engagement, citizen engagement. So keep an eye out for future. I guess we'll be announcing those, Amanda, as future input sessions are permitted. You want to mention that real quick?
Yes, thank you so much for those announcements on the comprehensive plan. We had our first event last Thursday, and we had a really good turnout. I was so pleased with the number of people that we had and the involvement that we had. So our first event was great. Dates are to be determined. So what happens from our first meeting, which was really just a first impression from the community. Now we know that we think we're going to get a lot of support, which we're thrilled about. We'll be announcing those actual dates for our next public meetings, trying to get those out to as many outlets as we can to let people know that information. There's a youth survey that is for middle school and high school. So links are from, you can get links directly from the city's Facebook page. There's also a comprehensive plan website that's just been created. So we will be adding, you can sign up for emails to get updates on information, and so that'll start being utilized, and so we'll get that out on our Facebook page and on the city's website very, very soon.
Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that.
Thank
I
you.
know you weren't expecting to do that, but you did a great.
Well, no, I was kind of waiting on the cue, but everybody kept talking about it, so I was good with that.
But it is an important process, and I'll mention too that there are 12 people that are representative of the community that are involved in a steering committee for that process. So
Yes.
that starts the community involvement, but there's more community involvement encouraged.
Absolutely. So, and we're going to be talking about things like land use and a vision for what we want to see off the interstate exits. And if you are a school-age kid, what do you like about Berea? And what do you think that we need in Berea? And for young adults, is there opportunity for you to come back to Berea when you've gone away to get your education? So we really want to hear from all different ages. There's really I'm hoping that there is something for everyone to add value in this project. So we again, just really hoping to get that out to as many outlets as we can soon.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you,
thank
Amanda,
you.
and everybody stay tuned. All right, moving forward, that concludes my comments, and we'll next move to council comments and begin with Mr. Terrell.
No comment.
Thank you, sir. Next, we'll move to Cora Jane Wilson.
I just want to thank everybody for coming and all the awards. That's a great accomplishment. I was telling Katie, said she'd never been out there. And I retired from the City of Berea Utilities, but when I started to work, it was just Berea Sewer Commission. And I remember when they built the plant, had the grand opening, but to go out there and to see it as they were putting those screw pumps in and I'm not for sure what they call it in the bottom of where the sludge goes, but it pulls it down. But to see those and these big, humongous pieces of equipment that's inside you need to go and just realize what happens when you put water down the sink or flush the toilet. I mean, really, that sounds gross, but it's really true because it has to be Mr. Biggerstaff, that used to be the superintendent of the wastewater, used to take kids to the old wastewater treatment plant, and he would show them how pure it was because they had a faucet that ran out, and he would drink the water. He lived to be 90-something, so I don't know. You all may start drinking that water, Scott. I don't know. I'm just telling you. But that was one of the big things for kids. Now, that was before my time, but that was what he was known for, was that faucet and getting that water out that they had processed, and that's how clean it has to be. People don't realize before they can release it back into the creeks how pure it has to be. But anyway, it's pretty neat. Go and visit sometimes. Get a schedule. I'm proud of them, but I may be biased. That's it.
Thank you, Cora Jane. Next, we'll move to Steve Cottle.
One thing, congratulations. That's a huge honor for the wastewater crew. I mean, our utilities does such an exceptional job, and you guys are no different. I mean, the wastewater is, that facility is ran so well from top to bottom. So thank you for all the work that you do and continue to do and make sure that we have a clean and safe city. Second thing, I kind of randomly hit me. So our park staff right now has really just killed it in a season of horrible weather. That's not news to anybody. But I've been doing things on those park fields for a long time, and I can't remember a season of worse weather. And as we were looking at budgets and we were talking about adding staff to Public Works to help out with the work that they're doing out there, but I just really thank you to the parks for making sure that we have really great facilities that, frankly, we've kind of cobbled together over the years. I mean, there's been some that's been very intentional with the baseball fields and things like that, but like soccer, we kind of just have put those places and we've moved them to make them better. And but I can tell you that having been to a lot of facilities across the state over the last 6 months, or really more than that, but specifically the last 6 months, ours are as good or better than anywhere. And that's not because, and this is not a knock on the city, that's not because we've done such a great job of investing in those facilities. It's because our staff has invested in those facilities. So I know that we, unsung heroes, that should be our theme tonight, but I just want to say that our parks, if you enjoy the parks and you get to go, thank park staff, because we have better than we probably deserve considering what we've invested over the years. And we have invested in parks, but our facilities are as good as anywhere, and they're better than a lot of our neighbors.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we'll move to Teresa Centers.
Well, I sure can't top Cora Jane's story, but congratulations, guys. Y'all do a bang-up job, and we appreciate you. I appreciate hearing from Ms. Mitchell as well, and Donna, all those facts and figures. That was really, really informative. I may get you to email me those. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Next up is Katie Starts.
I'm just echoing everyone else, but it's really neat, Donna, to hear about all the progress that's been made just in the last year. And I keep saying it feels like a really time of good momentum in Berea, and thank you for kind of demonstrating that over and over again. And y'all, thank you so much. I feel like I remember going to sports camps, like in high school, and there was always like one school that was always winning everything. And I feel like that's how you guys are right now. You keep coming, every time you have one of those conferences, the city of Berea is winning something. So thank you so much for the work that you all are doing, and for how you're representing us also in the state. So great work.
Thank you, Katie. Next, we'll move to John Payne.
I'll go ahead and echo the sentiments already expressed, and I'm also glad to hear that Berea staff are bringing their A game. And Donna, thanks for all the work that went into that presentation. And as Jim Davis often said, if you want to keep a business in Berea, spend your money there.
Thank you, John. And last but not least, Steve Davis.
I'll leave it with no comment.
All right, thank you, Steve. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Is there a
So
motion to
moved.
adjourn by Steve Cottle? Is there a second by John Payne? All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no.